I inherited Mercer Ranch from my grandfather and thought I knew every inch of it. One morning, while reviewing new drone footage, I noticed something impossible. A large neighborhood had appeared near the eastern section of my property. At first, I assumed it was a mapping error, but the more I checked, the worse it became. Streets, homes, utility lines, and even a gated entrance were sitting on land listed under my family's deed. Somehow, 60 homes had been built inside my ranch boundaries. I immediately hired an independent survey company. Their team spent several days verifying every property line. When the final report arrived, the findings were undeniable. Every road, sidewalk, and home sat entirely within my ranch. The subdivision developers had relied on an outdated county map, and nobody had ever verified ownership before construction began. The neighborhood was controlled by an aggressive HOA president named Karen Whitmore. Instead of correcting the mistake, she insisted the community had every right to remain. She claimed the homeowners had invested too much to relocate. I offered a peaceful solution. I suggested lease agreements that would allow everyone to stay while protecting my ownership rights. Karen rejected every proposal before I could even finish explaining it. Karen believed the size of the community gave her leverage. She openly laughed at the survey results. According to her, 60 homeowners could easily overwhelm one ranch owner. Within weeks, the HOA filed a lawsuit against me. Their goal was simple. They wanted a judge to transfer ownership of the land away from my family forever. My attorney wasn't worried. The deed stretched back more than 80 years. Every survey, tax record, and property description supported my ownership. As discovery began, county records revealed an even bigger problem. The subdivision developer had ignored multiple warnings during the approval process. Critical ownership questions had never been resolved. The case moved quickly once the evidence was presented. Every deed pointed to the same conclusion. My ranch legally on the entire subdivision site. For the first time, Karen looked uncertain. As legal costs piled up, homeowners started asking difficult questions. Many had purchased their homes believing everything was legitimate. Now they discovered the HOA had ignored serious warnings years earlier. While the lawsuit continued, I examined every detail of my property. That's when I noticed something important. The subdivision had only one road connecting it to the outside world. Every resident depended on a single access road. That road crossed nearly half a mile of my ranch before reaching the county highway. Without it, the community had no direct exit. I asked my attorney one simple question. Did the HOA have a legal easement for that road? After several days of research, the answer came back. They did not. My attorney delivered a formal notice informing the HOA that access across private ranch land would soon be restricted. Karen dismissed the warning as another bluff. 30 days later, the gate arrived. Everything was done legally and according to county regulations. The structure stood directly on my property line. The next morning, the only normal exit was closed. Residents could still reach emergency services through temporary county arrangements, but regular access across my land had ended. Karen rushed to the gate, demanding it be opened immediately. She accused me of retaliation. I simply handed her another copy of the survey and the legal notices. Many residents were furious. Surprisingly, most weren't angry at me. They were angry at the HOA leadership that had ignored the problem from the very beginning. A special HOA meeting was called that evening. Residents demanded answers about the lawsuit and the road closure. Karen struggled to explain why earlier settlement offers had been rejected. Meanwhile, depositions uncovered new information. The original developer had received multiple notices about uncertain property boundaries. Instead of resolving them, construction continued anyway. The court was not impressed. The evidence showed repeated failures to verify ownership before development began. Responsibility was becoming increasingly clear. The newly elected HOA board contacted me almost immediately. Unlike Karen, they wanted solutions. For the first time, real negotiations began. After several weeks, we reached an agreement. The community would receive a legal easement and long-term access rights. In return, the HOA would fairly compensate the ranch. The settlement funded major improvements to the road system. Clear property boundaries were established, making future disputes nearly impossible. What started as a bitter legal battle ended with a practical solution. Homeowners kept their homes, and my family's property rights remained fully protected. Karen believed lawsuits would force me to surrender my land. Instead, patience, proper documentation, and the law changed everything. The lesson was simple: never build on property you don't legally own. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more HOA battles, property disputes, and unbelievable neighborhood stories. And let us know in the comments, where are you watching from today?